What's happening, sports fans? Welcome back to another episode of Mom and Papa Joe. I hope that everyone is really enjoying the holidays. We're going to be doing a couple of pork videos to bring in the holidays. This first one is going to be a bacon, and we're going to do it two ways. I've got a beautiful slab of pork belly. We're going to do a fairly traditional style bacon with some of Papa Joe's tweaks. And then the second way is going to be an Asian themed bacon. I'm really interested to see what that one is going to turn out like. If this is your first time checking out our channel, we appreciate you stopping in. Please take a look around. We think you're going to want to hit that subscribe button. To our loyal fan, thank you as usual. Let's get started. Here is our beautiful pork belly. An entire slab, weighs 12.5 pounds, man. Fairly evenly thick from end to end, roughly a quarter, 1 3/4 inches from end to end, nicely marbled. Skin removed, nice fat cap. Just a little gouge there, but that won't be a problem. What I'm going to do is cut this into thirds. So each third is going to be about roughly a little over 6.5 inches. Man, this should make some beautiful bacon. That is beautiful. I'm going to start with 1/3 cup of hoisin sauce. And hoisin sauce is a soybean based product. Not something we kept in the house. I had to go buy it specifically for this recipe. 1/3 cup of honey. 1/3 cup of distilled water. You don't want to use regular water. It interferes with the curing process. Then I've got 3 tablespoons of ground ginger, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of 5 spice, and then 1 1/3 teaspoons of curing salt Prague number 1. Do not confuse this with Himalayan pink salt. This is a curing salt. And the rule of thumb for what most people say is that it is about a 1/3 teaspoon per pound of meat. So I've got 4 pounds of meats. So I've got 4 1/3. So 1 teaspoon and 1/3. Everybody into the pool. You want to give this a nice mix. To this, add in 1/4 cup of soy sauce and then 1 tablespoon of sriracha. I've got all the lumps out. I think this is ready to go. All right, let's get ready. So we'll take one roughly 4-pound piece into a vacuum seal bag. And we are going to just simply pour over. So I'm going to vacuum seal this. And we will get the other 2 knocked out. Now that our Asian style is ready, let's get our traditional ready. What I've got here is 4 tablespoons of maple sugar, 3 tablespoons of kosher salt, 3 tablespoons of 16 mesh, cracked black pepper, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of onion powder, and 1 1/3 teaspoons of Prague salt number 1, curing salt number 1. Everybody into the pool. And that is going to be our simple cure. Got more sugar than salt, which I've found really works best for us when we are curing meats. And again, beautiful belly. All right, so we want to make sure we get all sides All right, so for number 3, we're using the same previous dry cure. All right, so here's our wet cure, Asian style, and our dry. In a couple of days, this dry is going to be fairly wet as it draws moisture out of the meat. These are getting ready to go into the fridge. For about 5 days, I will be flipping and massaging at least once a day. So we're back to finish our bacon, folks. It's been 5 days, man. So what we're gonna do, they're quite firm. The dry brine or dry cure has moistened as expected because it pulls some moisture from the belly. And of course, we've got our Asian, which was a wet cure. I'm gonna cut these open, drain them, and taste that liquid just a little bit. And if I find that this liquid offensive, either salty or sweet or whatever the case might be, then I might rinse off the belly. But I don't think that I will, because I was very careful in my measurements. So I think all I'm gonna have to do is just pat this dry, put it on a cookie cooling rack, and overnight in the fridge to develop that pellicle. Folks, I was absolutely correct, man. I didn't have to rinse. Those liquids were very well balanced. Great combination of sweet to salt ratio. And man, this Asian themed bacon smells so interesting. I can't wait to see what this is gonna taste like. So I've got them on cookie cooling racks. They're gonna go into the fridge to develop that pellicle, and we shall see you in the morning. All right, we have got our bacon, our belly, out of that overnight drying process in the fridge. Nice and tacky, man. We've got a firm, sticky surface. Same thing with the maple black pepper. This is the Asian seasoned bacon. So from here, all we're gonna do, man, is go outside and crank up the pits. I'm gonna put one maple and the Asian on the Timberline 850, and then the second maple will be on the Weber with some pecan. The Timberline 850 is preheated to 200 degrees. So once again, I'm using maple pellets. That's our Asian seasoned bacon and our black pepper maple bacon. So I want to get these up in the neighborhood of 145 to 150 degrees. Not sure how long it's going to take, but stay with me and enjoy the ride. We're on super smoke. Our Weber is also ready. I've got about 15 garlic onion Western wood briquettes, cowboy briquettes, really spread out thinly, mixed in with some pecan chips and pecan chunks. I lit a small fire on each end of my smokinator. That way it creeps in very slowly and hopefully does not overheat. I want to keep this as low as possible. My maple bacon is going to go on. My usual wood block. And lid on with the vent over the protein to draw that smoke. Let's see how long this takes. We're at that 2.5 hour mark. Let's see what's happening here. 137, 138. All right, we are getting close. Let's see what's happening with our Weber. 29, 23, 30. All right, we may be another 20 minutes to a half an hour. All right, we're right at that 3-hour mark, man. And I think we're gonna pull. Yeah. Gonna let these cool, refrigerate before we slice completely. But right now, I want to take off just a couple of small pieces and fry them up and see what we have. Man, I look at these and I don't know if it's fat content, but these are both end pieces. This one has quite a bit of moisture. This one is not. This one was wet cured. This one was dry cured. Let's see. Pretty nice. So the smaller pieces are the Asian, larger pieces, longer pieces are black pepper maple. Let's see what they're like fried up. First, a little bit of samples. This is our black pepper maple, and this is our Asian theme. These are pretty thick cut. Man, that looks very moist. Man, great flavor. The Asian seasonings, the tones can definitely be tasted. Unlike any bacon I've ever had before. Man, delicious. Let's go with that black pepper maple. Again, man, lots of good shine. This Asian style is delicious. This absolutely knocks it out of the park, man. And I don't know if it's because I'm so accustomed to the traditional style bacon, but I absolutely love this black pepper maple. All right, so we've given this 3 hours, man, in the fridge to cool down, and we're going to get into some serious slicing. This is probably the toughest part of making your own bacon at home, is the slicing. If you happen to own a slicer, man, that makes it even, a mechanical slicer, that makes it simple. But we do not. But once you cool this down, it firms up and it becomes a lot easier to slice. You just want to make sure you've got a good sharp knife. All right, man. So here we are. I've got those end pieces that I'm gonna save for beans and things like that. There's a little bark, a little tougher, but not a problem. Great. But man, nice meat, nice pink. Here's our Asian, and I'm a firm believer now. I read that, but didn't believe it until I've done this. Dry cure versus wet cure. The dry cure, the flavors are much more pronounced. I read that the additional liquid that you add in a wet cure really dilutes to some degree. So while this Asian seasoned bacon is well flavored, the flavors aren't quite as pronounced as the black pepper maple. So this is definitely a great piece of bacon, and lots of good meat, nice soft fat. The smoke really smells good. So once again, thank you for hanging out with Mom and Pop Joe. A very simple cook. The hardest part of this whole bacon making process is probably waiting the 5 days to cure. Once you've got that done, it's like 3 hours at 200 on the Traeger, about 3 hours and 20 minutes on the Weber, and you're going to be good to go. Just watch that salt content. If this was your first time, like I said up front, we know you're going to want to hit that subscribe button. We appreciate it. I want to wish everybody a happy new year. Nothing but good fortune for you in 2022. I want you to take care of yourselves, love each other, and we'll see you when we see you.